A wave of pink slips is sweeping through the federal government as employees are being laid off. Thousands of them. These aren't your long-timers though, they're the newer hires, still on probationary status. Many haven't even reached their 2-year mark. Imagine getting settled into a new job, only to be shown the door. That's the reality for these federal workers. This isn't just happening in 1 or 2 agencies either, it's across the board, impacting departments from energy to Veterans Affairs. The news came as a shock to many. These employees thought they had secure jobs, contributing to the country. Now, they're left scrambling for new opportunities. The impact is real, and the uncertainty is palpable. Is this a one-time thing or the start of a bigger trend? The layoffs are specifically targeting probationary employees. These are workers with less than 2 years of experience in their roles. They're often still learning the ropes and establishing themselves within their agencies. The administration argues that this focus on newer hires is strategic. By letting go of probationary employees, they aim to minimize disruption to essential services. However, critics argue that this approach lacks foresight. They point out that probationary employees often bring fresh perspectives and innovative ideas. They also highlight the fact that these newer hires often fill critical roles despite their shorter tenure. Removing them could create gaps in expertise and workload, potentially impacting the efficiency of government services. The official line from the administration? These layoffs are all about saving money. They say it's about tightening the belt and eliminating wasteful spending. The federal budget is a massive document, and they argue that these cuts, while difficult, are necessary. They claim that this is not about targeting individuals, but rather about making the government leaner and more efficient. However, many are skeptical. They point to the timing of these layoffs, just after a new budget was passed. This has led to accusations that the cuts are politically motivated, rather than fiscally responsible. Some also question whether targeting newer, often lower-paid employees will result in significant savings in the grand scheme of the federal budget. On the surface, letting go of thousands of employees seems like a surefire way to save money. And indeed, the administration is touting the potential cost savings. They argue that cutting salaries will free up funds for other priorities. For example, they project that the VA alone will save close to $100 million per year by dismissing 1,000 employees. But is it really that simple? Critics argue that the administration is focusing on the immediate savings without considering the long-term implications. They point out that the loss of expertise and manpower could lead to inefficiencies and delays, potentially costing the government more in the long run. While the government focuses on the supposed savings, many experts are sounding alarm bells about potential hidden costs. For one, the remaining workforce will likely face increased workloads. This could lead to burnout, lower morale, and decreased productivity. Additionally, the government might need to hire more expensive contractors to fill the gaps left by laid-off employees. Furthermore, there are the costs associated with unemployment benefits and retraining programs for those who have been let go. These factors could offset some, if not all, of the projected savings. It's crucial to consider these hidden costs when evaluating the true financial impact of these layoffs. Section 6, Taxpayers Caught in the Crossfire. This isn't just about numbers on a balance sheet. This is about people's lives and the effectiveness of our government. When essential services are cut or strained, it's the taxpayers who feel the impact. Longer wait times at the VA, delays in loan processing for small businesses, or less support for our veterans. These are just a few potential consequences. The question is, will these layoffs truly lead to a more efficient and effective government? Or will they end up costing taxpayers more in the long run, both financially and in terms of the quality of services they receive? It's a question that deserves serious consideration and open debate. Section 7. Beyond the headlines, a glimpse into the future? These layoffs have sparked a lot of debate and uncertainty. Some see this as a necessary step to rein in government spending. Others view it as a short-sighted measure that will ultimately harm the government's ability to serve its citizens. However, perhaps the most concerning aspect is what these layoffs could signal about the future. Are these layoffs a one-time event, or could they be a test run for even deeper cuts to the federal workforce? If the government continues down this path, what impact will it have on the morale and effectiveness of federal agencies? These are questions that should concern every American, regardless of their political affiliation. Section 8. Common Sense Solutions. Time for a real talk. Instead of resorting to mass layoffs, we need to engage in a serious conversation about government spending. This conversation should involve experts, lawmakers, and most importantly, the American people. We need to look at the budget holistically and identify areas where we can cut waste and increase efficiency without sacrificing essential services. This means moving beyond partisan politics and focusing on common sense solutions. Perhaps it's time to revisit tax policies, streamline bureaucratic processes, or explore alternative approaches to service delivery. There are no easy answers, but by working together, we can find solutions that work for everyone. As we delve deeper into the ramifications of federal layoffs, it's crucial to understand the long-term economic impact. When federal jobs are cut, the effects ripple through local economies and job markets. Experts warn that these layoffs can lead to higher unemployment rates, reduced consumer spending, and a weakened economic foundation in affected areas. According to recent studies, for every federal job lost, approximately 1.5 jobs in the private sector are also at risk. This multiplier effect occurs because federal employees contribute to local businesses, from grocery stores to healthcare services. When they lose their jobs, these businesses suffer as well. Economists also highlight that regions heavily reliant on federal employment, such as those near military bases or large federal offices, are particularly vulnerable. The reduction in income not only affects individual families, but also strains local governments that depend on tax revenues generated by these workers. Statistical data further supports these concerns. For instance, a report by the Economic Policy Institute indicates that a 10% reduction in federal workforce could result in a 0.5% increase in local unemployment rates. Additionally, this could lead to a significant decrease in local GDP, further exacerbating economic challenges. It's evident that the decision to lay off federal workers extends beyond immediate budgetary savings. The long-term economic impact can be profound, affecting jobs, businesses, and communities across the nation. By considering these broader implications, we can better understand the true cost of such measures and work towards more sustainable solutions. While federal layoffs may seem like a straightforward solution to budgetary constraints, there are alternative strategies that can mitigate the negative impacts we've discussed. In this section, we will explore budget reallocations, efficiency improvements, and public-private partnerships as viable solutions. First, let's talk about budget reallocations. This approach involves shifting funds from lower priority areas to those that are more critical. For instance, reallocating resources from administrative overhead to direct services can maintain essential programs without sacrificing jobs. A case study from the state of California demonstrates this strategy in action. By reallocating budget funds, they managed to avoid layoffs in their public health sector while still addressing a significant budget shortfall. Another effective strategy is improving efficiency within federal agencies. Streamlining processes, adopting new technologies, and eliminating redundant tasks can lead to significant cost savings. The Department of Veterans Affairs implemented an efficiency improvement program that saved millions of dollars annually and improved service delivery. By focusing on efficiency, they were able to reduce costs without reducing their workforce. Public-private partnerships, PPPs, offer another promising avenue. These collaborations between government and private sector companies can bring in additional resources and expertise. For example, the city of Denver partnered with private firms to redevelop its Union Station. This project not only revitalized a key area of the city, but also created jobs and spurred economic growth without additional strain on the public budget. These case studies highlight that there are ways to address budgetary challenges without resorting to layoffs. By considering alternative solutions like budget reallocations, efficiency improvements, and public-private partnerships, we can find more sustainable paths forward. These strategies not only preserve jobs but also enhance the effectiveness and reach of public services. In the next section, we'll discuss the importance of holding our government accountable for these decisions and ensuring that our money is used wisely. As we've journeyed through the intricacies of federal layoffs and budget cuts, we've uncovered a lot. From the immediate impact on federal workers and the hidden costs that loom, to exploring alternative solutions like budget reallocations, efficiency improvements, and public-private partnerships, it's clear that the issue is multifaceted. These strategies offer hope, showing that there are ways to balance the budget without sacrificing jobs or essential services. But what does this mean for us? It means that, as citizens, we have a role to play. We need to stay informed, ask questions, and hold our government accountable. Our collective voice can drive change, ensuring that our money is used wisely, and our government works for us. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the federal layoffs and the alternative solutions we've discussed? Do you have any ideas or experiences to share? Let's engage in a constructive dialogue and explore how we can contribute to a more balanced and effective federal budgeting process. Drop your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth discussions on topics that matter to you. Section 9. The bottom line: your money, your government. The federal government is a massive and complex entity. Its budget impacts every single American. When decisions are made about spending cuts, it's not just numbers on a spreadsheet, it's about real people and the services they rely on. These layoffs are a stark reminder that we need to pay close attention to how our government is managing our money. It's our responsibility to hold our elected officials accountable and demand transparency and accountability in government spending. After all, it's our money, and it's our government. We deserve a government that works for us, not against us.